Right, good morning. Joining me now on Newsport is a well-known local face, Dave Imgraben. Dave's the director of the North Break Wave Park project. Dave, I was just talking to you off camera that it's literally been just over a year since everything came to a head regarding the wave park last year, where obviously the wave park project had its objectives, etc. Went through the court process, the Planning and Environment Court, and you came to the decision, you know what, let's just hold stumps on this, hold fire. I'm going to withdraw my application and take stock and take a breath.
Correct.
I just, for those who aren't too clear, Dave, in short words, what specifically led you to want to, just withdraw that application in the Planning Environment Court?
Honestly, Mike, I thought there were several factors. A couple that I can't disclose because of the legalities behind
Understood.
them. One of the big factors was that the way I anticipated it, we could still be in the Planning and Environment Court for another 2 years. Now we're 12 months on, and it was just going around in circles as far as I was concerned. Also felt that it wasn't great value for ratepayers of Port Douglas. Every time they go to the Planning and Environment Court, and I'm talking about the council here, it costs them a lot of money. And so, to have these drawn out for reasons that sometimes bewilder me, is something that I didn't want to participate in, because it costs every ratepayer in Port Douglas a lot of money to defend their planning scheme of this town.
Yeah, at the front of your mind was the fact that you didn't want to be, not a burden, but you didn't want to have the ratepayers fund this court process, basically.
No way.
Yeah.
Because we've already had the council, with the defending the Fairmont decision.
Yeah, sure.
They were also in, I think, around the time with the Morris's
Gotcha.
helicopter pad down here at the Yacht Club.
All right, let's bring it back then. So whenever I'm in the street, anywhere across the Shire, I'd say consistently the number one question I get as editor of Newsport is, Mike, tell me what's happening with the wave park. It's a question I get asked the most, and I'm sure you do too.
Absolutely.
So that leads me to ask you this: as it stands right now, do you still hold faith? And are you interested, and are you pursuing, and will you pursue this wave park again going forward? If so, where are things at this very moment with the wave park?
And I think it'd be an awesome facility for this town. It's really shown us in the last 6 months, after we had, this natural disaster of Jasper and 5 metres of rain over a few months. That we need facilities actually for tourists, and we need new stuff as well. There hasn't been a whole lot that's actually been created in Port Douglas in the last 15 years.
So where does that lead to us now?
So I'm passionate about it. Okay, so whether or not it's me is questionable, but I think there's plenty of very heavy hitters that actually are really interested in pursuing this, the wave park for Port Douglas. We still have support of the best management team on the planet for running these sorts of facilities. We have the best support from, the best technology provider on the planet.
So is the wave park, in your opinion, gently being pursued, or are you still looking at your options regarding the project?
I think it's really, I wouldn't mind going back a couple of steps too, if you don't mind, just to clarify a few things. I think there's a big misconception out there about the council, with the wave park, and the council were pretty tough. We had to do a lot to comply. It took us nearly 4 years, work to actually get that through, and it's a lot of work that people don't see, because we did actually keep it sort of a little under wraps for quite some time until we knew that we could do it. The council were 100% supportive of this, so they were. The wave park got its original development approval unanimously from 5 councillors at the time, and there was no question about it. And one of the reasons was the amount of work that went into it. So we had the best, regardless of what some very few might say, we had the very best of the region's, engineers, environmental scientists, all these consultants. I think we had 37 consultants work on this plan to make sure that it was environmentally sound and it was going to do everything that needed to be done for this region. And look, I've been here for 40 years. 40 years is still probably not local, but it's a reasonable amount of time. So I'm passionate about the area. It's not something that I feel like I'm inclined to ruin.
So that drives me back.
So
in a roundabout way, that again.
Yeah.
Where do you see the project right now?
And one more thing.
Yes.
The council was very supportive through the whole appeal process.
The council
obviously
been a big supporter.
They have been a big supporter, and so it definitely wasn't the councillors doing it, and it was 100% my decision to withdraw at the time from that particular proposal. Where does that leave us now? I think either way, like I was saying, whether I do it or not, I think Port Douglas is going to get a great facility. So, and I think there's some workings in the background that we are probably happening as we speak, and there's plenty of investigation by some very heavy hitters and very capable groups.
So you still feel the project remains realistic, viable, and
100% without a doubt.
So this setback, this withdrawal won't stop the dream. Like you're still pursuing this.
Absolutely, 100%. The Australian Tourism Board has got some figures out there from international travellers and what they want when they come to Australia. 28% say they want a surfing experience. 28% of all international travellers. So, that's a fairly big number of people. Now, only about a third of those do. It's part of the culture of Australia, only about a third of those do, and for various reasons they state. Things like, scared of sharks, can't swim strong enough. All these things that a facility like North Break would actually provide.
Sure.
And so, I think if we're serious about tourism, and we have to be, because that's why we're all here, and especially with the mill going through its problems, it has to happen.
All right, let's okay. So I've grilled you enough on that one, David. So very, very quickly, what key takeaways or learnings do you have following the past couple of years and your pursuing of this project? Like, if you could go back in time 2, 3, 4 years, would you do anything different in regards to the way that you've submitted this DA, pursued it, and then went through the court system? Any regrets or anything you do differently, or are you happy with the way you've gone about
regrets,
it?
But you can always do better. And I think I'm not a great fan of that court process, obviously. There's times it's needed. I think that, and this is just my feelings, is that we weren't appearing in that court for planning and environmental reasons. That's just my take on it. Right? So what was the question?
Sorry, I just wanted to know what your key learnings and takeaways were.
Learnings and takeaways. And so, I'm still more and more passionate. Actually, as time goes on, there's all sorts of improvements that's going on in this industry.
Sure.
And so, there's all sorts of different facilities that, probably a new proposal would have, actually, to suit a wide range of people and families. Try and get some young people back in Port Douglas.
No, they're great. And question with that notice, would there be future plans to submit another DA proposal at council for this wave park? And if so, when?
I would love to, and I've got no idea.
Okay. And lastly, what's your final message to those who stop me in the street, stop you on the street? Talk about it on Douglas Shire social media pages about the will, the want, the desire, and the need for such an amazing development as the wave park. Is this a pipe dream, or will this one day honestly become a reality in Port Douglas and the Douglas Shire?
I'd like to think it's not a pipe dream. Yeah. So look, I'm very confident that it's going to happen in the Shire.
Time frame?
And I really hate to see it go 40, 50 kilometres south. So
2, 3, 4 years?
you know, these things always take a long time, Mike. You know, even
way too hard. Way too
hard to guesstimate. But you know, tomorrow.
I get you, Dave. Thanks for. I know it's not easy to talk about something that's so close to your heart. So thank you so much for chatting with us on Newsport.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.